So I guess the one question a lot of folks have after last night's Nia Jax Charlotte Flair match is not only the fact of what caused them to shoot on each other briefly in that match, because it was like it seemed almost at times that Nia was trying to deliberately hurt Charlotte. But for what reason? What did Charlotte do behind the scenes? Or, is Nia Jax finally realizing, hey, wait a minute, I'm the cousin of Roman Reigns, I'm the cousin of The Rock, I should get this treatment? Or, we don't know. We don't know what the issue was. For all we know, WWE, and this has been known to be true in the past, according to some people that used to work for them, that WWE will go out of the way to have somebody be humbled. Like they might have had Nia Jax go out there and humble Charlotte Flair because of the fact that Ric Flair, her dad, showed up at NWA 73 this past Sunday, or the fact that he showed up with her husband, fiance Andrade at Triple A's Triple Mania. We don't know, but apparently Charlotte, 1 week after being teased of going into a rivalry with Alexa Bliss, basically gets beat clean by somebody that's not Alexa. And in this case, it's Nia. Now, some might say that, well, maybe they're playing up the fact that Alexa now has control of Nia. I mean, look at her, look at the way she's, her outfit looks, currently, and look at her hairstyle. It's like, what's going on? It's like something, is a little off, a little different, about her. And maybe they might explain that this Monday, that maybe Alexa has control over Nia, and Nia is going to do her dirty work for her and help her, get back the Raw Women's Championship. We don't know. But the one common complaint that a lot of people have about, Charlotte losing yesterday is, why does WWE, or why does any wrestling promotion, book their champions to lose clean, especially to those that they may not have any interaction with from a storyline perspective? Why do they do that? Why does WWE do that? Why does AEW do that? Why does, Impact do that? Why does, MLW do that? Ring of Honor, Japan, IWGP, AAA. A lot of these promotions, whether you want to admit it or not, have been at fault for doing this. So the question is why? Why would they do it? And that is a question that is hard to answer. Some might come out and say that the reason they're doing it is they want to build up, from a storyline perspective, future potential, challengers for the title. Like if somebody was to beat Kenny Omega clean in a non-title match, they could build up that individual and say, hey, that person, they beat Kenny clean in a non-title match. Hey, maybe they might be able to beat him clean when the title's on the line. It basically, adds in that speculation from a storyline perspective and a viewership perspective of, perhaps it could happen twice. So maybe that's why WWE likes to have a lot of their champions lose clean. Like, now they create the illusion of, hey, if Nia could do this once to Charlotte in a regular non-title match on Raw, who's to say she can't do it again when the title's on the line? Stuff like that. The same with, if Deonna Purrazzo, she did lose the Knockouts title once and then regained it and hasn't lost it since. But let's say, for example, who's somebody I could, choose? Let's say Savannah Evans. They want to build up Savannah Evans, who just arrived in Impact. Let's say Savannah Evans beats Deonna clean. And it's in a non-title match. It's a regular non-title match on Impact. She beats her clean. That, I guess, creates the illusion of, hey, if Savannah could do it once, maybe she could do it again with the title on the line. But if that's the case, then maybe what these promotions need to do is, talk about that. Because one thing that they used to do in the past, WWE and any other wrestling promotion out there, is they would talk about the fact that if this person beats the champion in a non-title situation, that they can earn themselves a title match and possibly have an opportunity to do it again. So, to me, if WWE, AEW, AAA, Japan, Ring of Honor, MLW, Impact, if they would do that, if they would just come out and say, yeah, if this man or this woman beats the champion in this non-title matchup, they might earn themselves a title shot to try to do it again and this time become champion because of it. If they would at least, build into that, talk about that, it would make sense as to why that person, just beat the champion, because you, as the announcer, as the commentator, your job is to kind of tell a story, if you will, kind of, get the viewer invested. And if you're telling them, hey, this person might have the opportunity to beat the champion and earn themselves a title shot in the future, and then that exact thing happens, then you're basically, locking in the viewer. You're locking in that person to come back next week, or on the next showing, I should say, to see that potential rematch become official, or to see that potential rematch become a reality, but this time with the title on the line, with the now believable facts stuck in the viewer's mind of, hey, maybe this time they'll become champion as a result. But we don't see, but here's the thing. We don't hear it that much anymore. You can watch the match on YouTube, you can watch the match on, Peacock, Daily Motion, Vimeo. We don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. They just talk about, whoa, they just beat the champ. What does this mean? Well, let's see. Obviously, it means they get a title shot, right? But I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. But, again, the question everybody has is, why does the champions always get pinned clean in non-title matches on these regular shows like Raw, SmackDown, Impact, Dynamite, Rampage, Dark Elevation, Fusion, you name it. Why do they get pinned clean in a non-title match against somebody that's not really been in consideration for a shot at the title anymore? That's a good question. And I guess, like I said, I guess they want to build up the fact that, hey, anybody can win it any day. Do that expect the unexpected deal, that anything can happen. But still, the most logical thing to me that any promotion should do, if they're going to make that happen, is they should at least have the commentating team, get the viewer invested in the fact that, hey, if this does happen, and then it does, that they could come back, the next week and see maybe an agreement for a rematch at a pay-per-view with the title on the line to see if maybe it'll happen twice, and then that way maybe you get some buy rates for that title, that some viewerships for that pay-per-view event for that title match. Or you have them come back the following week for the rematch, but this time the rematch is for the title to see if it'll possibly happen. That's what the commentating team is supposed to do. They're not supposed to be surprised about what happens. So they're supposed to build up the fact that, hey, if they beat them, they can earn themselves a title shot. But again, we don't see that. We don't see that anymore, if you will. But again, it's just, but again, because of that, you're getting a lot of people asking the question as to why do the champions lose clean if there's no follow-up to it, later on. We don't, and obviously nobody really has an answer to it. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the fact that champions get pinned clean in non-title matches, against people that are not really in the cards, if you will, to face them for a title down the line? How do you feel about that? Do you think the commentating team should add in the fact that if this person beats the champ, they can earn themselves a title shot? Or do you think they should add in the fact that, hey, the unexpected just happened and now, the doors are wide open for the potential for anybody to, have the opportunity to beat the champ, even if it's for the title or not? But what do you guys think? Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments, as well as during the live chat and during the premiere. Like the video, and I will talk to y'all later.